After all that's just happened, life, every flawed morsel of it, seems more precious to you than ever. You look around at those who have accompanied you so far. In each one, something unique shines through. Divinity has eluded you so far, but humanity beats strong within you. Here, who knows what lies ahead for you, for your companions. Your quest failed. The void is growing stronger, and the hall is dark. You feel the need for some affection. Perhaps they feel it too.
Know me? I believe we know each other rather well at this point. Indeed, I have made many notes on the major events in your life, and I believe personally observed many more. In fact...
Fane stops as he sees the look in your eyes, somewhere between annoyance, amusement, and affection.
Oh, to know me? Scripturally? I mean, yes. Yes,
As you move to go below decks, the live wood creaks and groans. The steps you thought you knew lead you to a part of the ship you've never seen before. A newly carved nook that smells of resin and wood chips. Touching the wall beneath your fingers, the live wood hums at your touch. You understand that the Lady Vengeance has carved this space for you in gratitude for your help. You enter and feel the presence of the ship recede, offering you the total privacy of a moment alone with your companion. The air between you cracks and shimmers with sauce. Despite everything that's happened, you allow yourself to enjoy a moment of peace.
So, what exactly did you have in mind?
Fane pushes you back, breaking the embrace. He steps away, a sad look on his skull.
Please. It is all well and good to caress cold bone, but it just feels so empty. Don't misunderstand. I enjoy your company. I enjoy it very much. I feel nothing. Neither the strength of your hand nor the warmth of your touch. I think there might be a way. A way we could be intimate. In truth, I never dreamed I would have the opportunity amongst your kind. But, well, perhaps I was wrong. You've helped me more than you know. You've opened my eyes to the merits of this world, if you'll pardon the expression. This land is so much more than a wasteland to explore. Its people more than specimens to be studied. My life is more than my obsession. At least, with you it could be. This notion of mine is not without risk, but do you trust me? I'm sorry, but this requires absolute...
Fane reaches out his hand. Fane bows his head, and sauce starts to swirl around his bones. It outlines him in a green glow, shimmering about him as if his spirit was stepping out of his body.
Take me. Just a bit. Just enough.
Your vision starts to blur as his sauce trickles into your body.
This will work much better if you close your eyes.
You close your eyes, and the world around you disappears, but a new one takes its place. You're surrounded by rows of angular stone shelves, each one packed full of books. You're standing in the academy, but where you saw a cold, broken ruin, this place feels warm and welcoming. It feels like home. You reach out to one of the cases when there's a cough behind you.
You can grab me all you like, mortal, but a man's books? Is nothing sacred?
You turn and see Fane. Not a skeleton, not a mask, not some shadowy hooded figure. You see Fane. He's leaning against a desk, a four-headed staff in his hand. His bluish-grey skin shimmers in the gentle light of the library. He walks over to you with slow, smooth steps, his staff clicking sharply against the stone. As he gets closer, you can see his eyes, which look black from a distance, are actually filled with tiny points of light. It's like...
So, where were we?
You hear a grunt of surprise as your lips press into his, before his arms move behind the small of your back and pull you close. He steps forward, taking you in his arms. Your hands run down his chest, across silken robes. He smiles shyly as you break off the kiss, but you notice a look in his eyes.
Perhaps you would prefer something else. I could find a mask if you would feel more comfortable looking at one of your own kind.
Fane hoists you up in the air, walking back to his desk. He lands heavily against the desk, sending immaculate piles of paper flying across the floor. He pulls you on top of him with a grin. His heart races where your hands press down on his chest, and you can feel him growing, not just where you'd expect, but everywhere. His body seems to move and change to your pleasure, but all you can see are his eyes, a kaleidoscope of darkness and light, like the universe staring up at you. They draw you in, and as you press down on his body, you can feel yourself twisting, falling into those eyes, falling into infinity.
Well, that was... my word. I mean, I never imagined. Thank you. No, I do. I truly do. Before you, I moved through this world like a ghost. I tried to see everything while remaining unseen. I touched nothing, was touched by nothing. The greatest horrors and heroisms were no more than footnotes to me. But you...
Fane takes your hand, interlocking his fingers with yours.
You saw me. You touched me. You showed me just how little I knew. So yes. Thank you. Yes. Well, I just wanted to say it. You were most... unusual. Coupling for us is a more ceremonial affair. This was briefer. I remember the conception of my little girl took almost a day. But for all its brevity, this was... it was glorious. Alas, I fear reality calls.
You okay, Chief? It's funny, isn't it? From here, none of it seems real. Dallas, the gods. I mean, we killed a god. Man, someday we should write all this down. It'll be the best piece of fiction I ever read. Are you 100% sure about that? Sometimes I think all this has got to be a dream. If it isn't, I mean, whoa.
She looks out into the swirling blue and green of the hall and sighs.
Let's rest up. Whatever. You okay, Chief?
There you are. I hear Malady wants to continue the journey.
Well, I'm still thinking about... well, all of it. I should probably take notes. But it just... as much as I would enjoy sailing these waters with you, I believe Melody recommended speaking to the ship's head when you were ready to leave. But I suppose it all depends on how much faith...
Not right now. Come back.
I thought you'd forgotten about me, darling. How goes your little endeavor?
Almira gives you a devilish grin and traces her finger along your forearm.
I had a feeling you'd be one to watch, my dear. I'm glad to hear my faith wasn't misplaced. Take whatever time you need to gather yourself, my friend. When you are ready, we can proceed. It shall be done.
Melody's face is drawn. She seems tired, somewhat subdued. She looks you over and squints.
What's wrong with you? You seem... happy. It's written all over you. In truth, I'm glad to see it. A joyful God is a just God. I've had some time to think, and there's a few matters I want to discuss before we carry on. I doubt you've forgotten the death of Meister Siva.
She swallows hard and closes her eyes for a moment, as though trying to dispel a dizzy spell.
She and I had a deal, you see. A deal that's now quite obviously defunct. According to its terms, I was to help you ascend to divinity, and she was to help me with... the details aren't important now, it's just... never mind. Another entangling alliance. But I won't be able to disentangle it on my own. There may come a time when I need to count on you as an ally. So, are we? Allies, that is. The details are detailed. Suffice it to say that Meister Siva believed she could help me. And I believe you're twice the sorcerer she ever was. So? Imagine if I'd have said the same when Dallas was about to blow you to... Moving on. I found out where Dallas is heading. There's a great city not far from Driftwood, Arx by name. It's controlled by Magisters, so you'll have your work cut out for you. We have to find out what she's planning to do with the powers of the Seven. You'll need to find her and take back what she stole, and quickly, before she does something irreversible. Dallas, or any of the others for that matter, cannot be allowed to use the powers of the gods. She doesn't understand what must be done. She doesn't understand how to rule. It's quite simple, really. Chaos is a fact of life, surer than any other. Power is one of the few structures that can cut a line through that chaos. If wielded well, that line will mean stability, order, a comfort against the unknowable, changing forces of chaos. If wielded poorly, the line will mean domination, terror, different from chaos, but no better. Dallas, and the others like her, Alexander, the Mother Tree, the Prince of Shadows, they are little better than demons, really. They seek power at the expense of others, not to create stability, but to create servants. Look at my face, Godwoken. What do you see? I suppose we all see what we want to see. When I look in the mirror, I see balance. Balance between darkness and light, between good and evil. Whatever those. When the time comes for you to ascend, remember my face. Remember that despite any shortcomings you might have, if you can bring a semblance of balance to the world, you'll have done as good as the Seven did. And if you can be stronger than them, you'll do all the better. The Seven are gone, slain by their Godwoken, slain by you. You have the potential, the obligation even, to do better than they did. To create a better world than the world they made. I know what evil is, Godwoken. I've seen what chaos can do. It isn't how I picture Rivellon's future. You are my insurance against that. Now, there's little time to spare. We need to get you to Arx, find Dallas, take back what she stole. Shall we go? Very good. How lucky for you I'm on your side. I'm probably the only one masterful enough to transport an entire ship safely between the land of the dead and the land of the living. Captain Malady stands at the ready.
After the briefest moment of respite, Malady brought the Godwoken to Arx to recover the divine powers Dallas had snatched away. But the half-demon's secret was taking its toll on her.
Lucius! Fools! The bastard's going to ruin everything! Brace! Brace! Brace!
Don't say anything.
Malady groans, her face twisting in pain. She falls to one knee, catching herself on her hands. She raises one hand and raises herself to her feet.
Now, no need to fuss, I'll be fine. It's just that traveling between the realms isn't easy, you know? It takes something from my soul each time. But never you fear, I've pulled a clever trick out of my sleeve. The Lady Vengeance stands in 2 realms at once. Her body here, her soul in the Hall of Echoes. You can still return at your leisure. At least I got us where we wanted to go. This is Arx. This is where Dallas has fled with the powers of the gods. This is where the path to divinity leads. Dallas must be stopped. She has stolen the powers of the Seven. You'll need to get the Aetherin back if you're to fight the God King. You'll need it if you're to ascend. Track her in Arx. Find out where she's gone and end her. Take back the Aetherin and the powers of the gods with it. You cannot fail, Godwoken. Not for anything. These Godwoken are going to be the death of me.
The statue reaches toward the sky.
These Godwoken are going to be the death of me. Hurry along now. We'll need that's for you to discover. Arx is rife with Divine Order grunts, though. Take care of yourself.
What can I do for you? The Sallow Man's mirror was rather obscure, but I have my suspicions. There's an ancient Empire consulate in the city, you see. By far and away the only place with the appropriate decor and decorum to host a princess.
The final voyage of the Lady Vengeance. She served us well. There, in the
Lucian
harbor,
the Divine,
Kraken.
standing guard over. If it keeps showing up uninvited, they'll never be friends. A child's prayer left here. Dear Lucine, ask Mummy to stop crying.
Many more of those on my sleeve.
Death fog below.
You see the crash? The ship? Are they Voidwoken? Thank the gods. There are Voidwoken within the city. I fear they are outside it too. But it seems Lucian's spirit watches over us. We are spared. Do as we do. Stay far away from Arx until the trouble's clear.
A prayer from a pilgrim. Mighty Lucian, grant me wealth and power. I'm not picking that up. Try all that death fog.
A spillage all over the floor.
Only fog. What a curse Lucian's did.
Hey, everything okay?
Do you see? I come for prayer and penitence. Do you see anything?
Only
Pilgrims.
fog.
Probably here for Lucian's Day.
Me too. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
The woman's upper lip twitches, and her chest heaves with each gods-fearing utterance to the heavens.
Lucian, I pray thee absolve my sins and find me worthy. The time of reckoning is upon us. The hall awaits only the chosen. May the death fog cleanse me as it cleanses the land and waters.
She shoots you a frenzied glance.
He has told me his plan. Lucian will not wash our sins away with water or fire, but with death fog. The true faithful will bathe in the fog of their own accord, and he will reward them with eternal bliss.
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
It spreads even now, just below. I am ready to prove my loyalty.
She trails off, and her eyes flit upwards, as if listening to a voice only she can hear.
I can't believe that I made it all the way here just to get locked out of Arx. Never missed a Lucian's Day in my life. Until now, you'll see why I'm sore. If you get to hear the endless prayer at the... I clench my heart.
It's a dangerous path ahead, friends. Best to stock up. You all right, stranger? I heard a huge crash in the mountains earlier. Maybe thunder, maybe Voidwoken. Don't go wandering alone now. There's...
She shoots you a questioning look, but resignation quickly wipes her face clean of curiosity.
I won't ask. Long as it weren't a Voidwoken, that's all I need to know. Well, settle in then. No point heading into the city. Gates are closed. Voidwoken. In the city. I never thought I'd see the day. Lucian's Day. Got a few prayers of my own that need answering. But these days, who don't? Whites? Sure. Just before they lock the city gates. They say Dallis herself is inside the city walls. But I hear there's something up, too. Trouble between them and the Paladins. Of course, once the Voidwoken landed, that were the only thing on anyone's lips.
Ah, hello. Please, if you're in need of supplies, now's the time to stock up. There's no telling. You'll have to forgive my limited stock. The incident in the harbor was... well, I was lucky to escape with my life, much less anything to sell. Voidwoken. I was taking inventory of the stock I brought to sell in Arx when the harbor was suddenly overrun. It was horrible. Though I did see one little girl, all by herself just beyond the harbor. Poor thing. She was too far off for me to help. She's surely dead by now. I hope it was swift, at least. She was human. Light skin and fair hair, with a blue flower tucked behind one ear. But her eyes... I didn't know humans could have such dark eyes. They seemed almost pure black. A trick of the light, perhaps. And it wasn't the time to linger for another look.
So awful.
Ah, hello. You'll have to forgive my limited stock. The incident in the harbor was a pleasure doing business. Even now.
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
I clench my heart. Oh, Lucian.
Another card. Lucian will grant me his blessing.
No, I'm holding.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
I feel
Me too.
awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Please return.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too. I feel awful.
I pledge my
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Please return.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too. I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong.
Another card.
Lucian will preserve you.
No, I'm holding.
Please return.
Me too. I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep
No,
strong.
I'm holding.
Lucian will preserve you.
Me too.
I pledge my soul, O Lucian. Please return.
Another card.
No, I'm
I
holding.
feel awful. Me too. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
My life, O Lucian. Please return.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too. I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Please return.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
In need of something, traveller? A pleasure doing business. Even
Hopefully
now.
Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong.
Another card.
Lucian will preserve
No,
you.
I'm holding.
Me too. Another card. I feel awful.
No, I'm holding.
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing. Me too.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too. I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Another card.
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
I can't believe that I made it all the way here just to get locked out of Arx. You'll see why I'm sore.
Keep strong.
Ah, the Red Prince at last. A moment of your time.
Here lies a pilgrim, name unknown. She fell ill a few short steps from the city.
Shh! You see that over there?
The man's pointing finger shakes with both fright and giddiness.
Isn't it something? Voidwoken might tear me apart any minute, but at least I'd die a happy man. Besides, I'm not too worried. That thing probably eats Voidwoken for breakfast. You've met that troll before? Boy, am I jealous.
Maybe he inches his foot forward, frowns, then...
Maybe later. Oh, I know everything there is to know about them. I've read Tears for Troll at least 18 times. For instance, did you know that the term troll behavior refers to the way trolls live their lives, from killing and feeding to roaring and courtship rituals? But that's not my favorite part. And I quote, "Death fog kills most living things instantly, but trolls may actually develop immunity with mild, prolonged exposure. If you encounter such a beast, they may be harmed only when a curse is applied to the appropriate attack method." That's pretty great, if you ask me. With all this death fog floating around, that troll might someday end up being the last living creature out here.